Hello everybody, down in the cellar again today as you can see, and today's video is going to be, well, as you can tell from the title, it's my first go at making a hobo stove. Hobo's not a word we use much in the UK. I think us Brits would say stinky tramp instead. So it's going to be an alcohol fueled stove. So the first thing to do is have a look at the burner. Okay, so after adjusting the camera, we can see the burner is going to be this tin, which is a scented candle tin, and you take the fire rope, stove rope, which is what you use to make the seal on wood burning stove doors or smokeless coal room heaters with a glass door, and that, take that out of the way, keep it clean. We've got 2 layers spiral round in the bottom of the tin to form the reservoir for the fuel. Now this is either going to be methylated spirits or possibly gel fuel. I fancy the gel fuel because I think with it being advertised as odourless and smokeless, it might be better for a stove, but I haven't found any figures for heat output. I found some figures for meths, but I can't compare it to the gel fuel because I've not found figures for that yet. So there's the fire rope, and then we need to get onto the body of the stove. So we're just punching a ring of holes around one end of the can. A lot of people do this bit with a drill and drill the holes out. I haven't got a pillar drill. I have got a big fuck off power drill, pistol type power drill, but I've only got one pair of hands. So we're doing this bit the crude down and dirty way. Okay, so we've punched a row of holes in the can, and now we're just going to open some of them up a bit. Not a very sophisticated method, but simple enough. So there we have some quite big, fairly messy holes in the can. Okay, so let's show you what we've ended up with. I took 2 cans because the cut end wasn't very rigid. I wanted to get the reinforced rim on both ends. So I've got 2 cans, one's been squashed up a bit and slotted into the other, and I've folded over some cut ends on the top one just to give it a bit of grip, because obviously when this was squashed up it wasn't even, and it's taking some adjusting to get it reasonably level. So then in the standard manner, another tin for the boiling vessel. That does sort of stand on the rim of the inside cup, but it's probably going to be better with the traditional tent peg scenario to stand that on there like that. That's gone way off level already. So all that will happen is the fuel will go into there, light the fuel, stand the stove over the top, boiling vessel on there, and you're off. So all that remains is to go and buy some fuel, wait for the rain to stop, and we'll give it a go. Hello again. Before I got to the point of testing this, a thought occurred to me. There's probably a few of you out there thinking that this is the scruffiest, ugliest, nastiest hobo stove you've ever seen. And I agree with you. Mark II, got a new can, put ring of burn holes around the top. This time, instead of slicing the bottom off with the kitchen can opener, I've used a Victorinox to cut the bottom out and leave the metal rim, thus preserving some rigidity. And I've just cut one large air hole in the bottom. Hopefully that can be placed in such a way as to negate the need for a separate windshield. Don't know if that'll work yet. We can only try. So I'll just adjust the camera and I can show you the new arrangement, which will be the burner unit, the new stove body, and the pot holders. Rather than put them through the burn holes, I've knocked a couple of extra pairs of holes just a bit further down, so that then we get the boiling vessel, sits on them, and using one of the sliced off can bottoms I've fashioned a lid with a nut and bolt handle. So that's the Mark II. Let's see how we get on with that. Okay, so 3 days later and the rain has finally stopped. So we're out in the yard and we're going to give the stove a test. Okay, so first job is to fill the burner unit. Got some meths. This was a bit of a find. Metal 500ml bottle from the 99p shop. If the seal is robust, it'd be much better than the bottle the mess came in. So we'll just put a splash in there. Seal that up again. Get some water in the boiling vessel and see if we can get it alight. So we've got fire steel, and I'm not using a knife because I can't be bothered going back upstairs and getting one out, so I just happen to have a ruler to hand. There's that over there. And we're off. So burning merrily. Probably should have done this bit first, but we'll put the bars in. Like that. And the boiling vessel, and the lid, and hopefully that should only take a couple of minutes. I've not got my phone on me, I'm not going to time it unfortunately, so we'll stop you there and then we'll come back in 4 or 5 minutes and we'll see how we're getting on. Right, so we'll bring you back to the action. As you can, well, I don't know if you can see actually on the camera, but we're getting a fair bit of steam coming off there. So let's have a look. And that is pretty fearsome boil. So mug with sugar. Now 51 Foxy likes his collapsible coffee filter. I like these one-shot filter coffee bags. So let's see if we can get some of that hot water into there without scalding myself. Right. So, can we now get the lid on there safely? I'm not honestly sure we can, but let's have a look. Yeah, actually, do for us. Might make more sense. Put that one on. Actually, get like that. Should have done that in the first place, shouldn't I? So give the coffee a bit of a wind. They don't take long to brew. I think unfortunately I might have ripped this one a little bit when I was opening the sachet. It's looking a bit murky. Yep, that's gone out. I can just show you the tin's a bit anodised around the top. There's just a little bit of dark on the fire rope, but that seems to work quite well. I do realise that these tins aren't ideal for boiling the water in. I may need to get a stainless steel mug, but anyway, leave that for another time. We've got a brew to have, so I'm not going to squeeze this too much really, because as I say, I think I might have ripped it. So that'll do for now. Splash of milk. And there you have little floater. And that's lovely. I'm assuming I'm on camera now. I'm just holding the tripod in my hand while I have my brew. Looks like the sun's trying to come out. Clouds are breaking up a little bit. So we've got the green man and the butter over there. Not done any tidying up in the yard this year. Need to get around to that. So, cheers. I think the Hobo Stove works. Hope you found that interesting. Thanks for watching.